Hi, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Molly G, back at you another episode of Running With You. And today we got to run about this video I came across. This young lady, um, she's a recovering thug addict. She left the streets dudes alone. She messing with squares now, she says, and you know, she's going through withdrawals. But I'm gonna go ahead on and just react to the video, but man, let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's just go ahead and get into it. But I do want to say that I do think the video is kind of, she's joking. But one thing about jokes, the truth always come out in the joke some way, somehow. But let's go ahead on and react to it, man.
Now, call me crazy if you want, but I'm a recovering thug addict, okay? And it is very hard to stop doing something cold turkey that you've become addicted to, right? So I no longer date thugs. I'm dating squares now. So when you're talking to me, do me a favor and put a little bass in your voice. Like, be mean. Not mean for real, but mean just to please me in the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like, I need you to sound really assertive, like you mean it. Like role play a little bit. Now, don't go upside my head, but say things like, let's say you tell me to do something and I don't do it as fast. Be like, what I say? Tell me to shut the up. Tell me to go sit down somewhere. Like, when you say something to me, pretend like, you feel me? Because I be having withdrawals and I be like,
all right. One thing about, black women in our culture, they translate or in their head, when a man is speaking to them in a certain demeanor, it turns them on and it shows their masculinity and it shows their dominance. They equate the way he's communicating to her as a form of dominance because they always say, you can't handle me. So when it's just in this culture and they growing up seeing their aunties, they growing up seeing their mamas, their big sister, their big cousins, deal with a certain caliber of men, they feel as though they got to be handled like that as well. And it's sad because, when you handling something or someone, it's your child. When you handling something or someone or something, it's like an animal. It's like cattle, like no other woman has to be handled, like another woman will say, oh, put me in my place, but handle, like that's, but that's our culture, bro. And that's what turns them on. They don't want no guy they feel like they could just run over. They don't want no guy that's just very too nice. They don't want no guy that's coming off as desperate. They don't want no guy that's coming off as thirsty or weird, so one thing about a woman, what they really like, they be wanting a street dude a lot, but as they get older, once they've been through a lot of trials and tribulations with street dudes, now once they hit them the 30, 35, 40, they want the good guy now. Like they didn't have their fun with all the streets dude, had them in their prime. Now, when they 35 in the club paying for their own drinks, now they want a good guy. Now they want to settle down. Now they wonder all this time they went, because they're going to get to a point where nobody going to be marry you and you're going to be just like how Whoopi Goldberg said, you're going to be having to survive for the rest of your life when you could have just met you a good man from jump, married him, and been taken care of and had literal princess treatment. Like, it's good black dudes out here that haven't been in the streets, but at the same time, he will be able to protect you. He will be able to secure you, but they don't look for the men. They do not look for the men. And when the men go off to other different races, then it's a problem. Now, I still feel like those men that do go off to certain different races, they could have found a black woman like them, but I guess it'd be the social circles that they in or something like that. But let's proceed.
He's too nice. And another thing, like, I know that you like to dress nice and wear these dry fit shirts. Can you put on a black hoodie? Can you sag your pants a little bit? I know you like to smell good, but can you spray the smell of a black and mild every now and then? I just need a whiff. At least put on some gray sweats and a white tee. Some air.
Nah, sagging her pants, that's crazy. Like, this woman right here looked like she every bit of 37, 38, maybe pushing 40. Well, I can say pushing 40, maybe 40. But by her wanting to do it to sag their pants a little bit, that's just crazy right there. Like I say, man, our culture, bro, it's just crazy. Like every dude used to sag their pants back in the day, but once you get to a certain age, that ain't cool, bro. You gotta wear pants that fit, bro. You could still have some swag, but at the same time, know how to wear your pants on your waist. Now the hoodie thing, the white t-shirt thing, the gray sweat thing, a lot of women, bro, they want Tupac in a business suit. They want Tupac that's uh on his grown man, but at the same time, he still got a hood side to him. Like they want the literal best of both worlds. Some women they want a retired thug, like a dude who was in the streets, but at the same time, he's out the streets, but he could take it there if need be. That's why they feel more secure. So if they going out with a dude that's a square, they not gonna feel secure. When they going out with a dude that's street, known in the streets, getting a lot of love in the streets, saying what's up to everybody passing by, that's social proof. Women want social proof. Women want to be able to see that you could command a room when you walk in. And women want to see that you get respect from other dudes. Women want to see other girls is attracted to you and want you because they really feel like, okay, he's the prize. When they were the square, they feel like she's the prize. That's the thing. And like I said, they want a dude that's retired. They want a Gucci man how he is right now. They want, well, I ain't gonna say Nipsey Hussle was retired, but sometimes they want the best of both worlds. A Nipsey Hussle, a guy that's real smart, could think, but at the same time he got street smarts. And sometimes they just want to do that has street smarts, because when you have street smarts, you know one thing: when times get hard, he gonna know how to survive. And a lot of this be on survival. A lot of this be the way you grew up. A lot of this be your environment, what you didn't see coming up, how you was raised. A lot of that be all involved into what they think that their type is. But it's just sad that they gotta bump their head dealing with the same problems over and over and over, thinking that is thinking that something gonna change. It's not gonna change until they just either mess with a man who's a retired dude that was in the street, or mess with just a dude who wasn't in the street at all, but at the same time he work out, he know how to handle a firearm. So if it ever did come to a situation where he got to protect you with his hands or protect you with a weapon, he'll be able to step up to the plate. Now, if you want him to cosplay and do all this extra stuff just to satisfy your urges of wanting some type of hood effect in your household, then maybe you're just not with the right man. But that's just my opinion.
Maxes. Tell me you got to bust a few moves or make a few plays. Something. These are just things that I need as a recovering thug addict. And if that is just way too much to ask, I may ask you for a hall pass to go hit a few corners with my homie, because that is the only way I'm going to.
A hall pass with your homie is crazy work. Like, if all that's too much to ask, you want to go out with another man and be out under his arm, going and do who knows what for a hall pass. And that's the mind right there where we just at. That's the mindset where we at, bro. Like, and I don't see it getting no better, because all this is just getting put on social media for young people to look up to. And like I say, 9 times out of 10, she's probably joking, but at the same time, one thing about a joke, the truth come out in the joke. If you joke and say, man, his head is so big, woo woo, you joking, but at the same time, his head must have been big for you to say that in the first place. You see what I'm saying? And she talking about, can you bust a few moves? Can you do this? One thing about a street dude, they bring excitement. You never know what they're going to do. Well, some street dudes are bummy, and, it's just the same old thing every different day. But for the most part, some street dudes, they bring a lot of excitement. You never know what you could get into. Like, riding with them dudes is like an adventure to them. Going throughout the streets, busting a few moves, making a few plays, uh go and holler at him, go and holler at him, go and pick up this, go and drop that off. It's almost like an adventure, and it's a sense of danger. And it's, oh, he's doing this to provide for me. He's risking his life. You know, it's almost like living life on the edge versus a dude who's a 9 to 5 worker, you know, hardworking man, good man. 9 times out of 10, he's going to come with routine. 9 times out of 10, he's going to come with discipline. And that in our community get interpreted as being boring, being predictable, you know. And when you bored and you predictable and there's no type of drama, it's almost like there's a reason why some of these girls watch baddies. There's a reason why some of these girls watch uh Basketball Wives. There's a reason why some of these girls read certain books, because it feels that urge for them. It feels that need of drama. Sometimes girls do stuff in a relationship just for the plot. And like I say, some girls got main character syndrome. That's why I say you got to stay away from women that you got to feed their ego of having excitement. A woman that you got to make happy and her happiness is dependent upon you is a woman not for you. Always remember that, because it's never going to be enough. And if you got to do certain things that jeopardize your freedom to cater to her happiness, not for you. If you got to do certain things that's going to jeopardize your funds by going on trips every month and all that, not for you. All these extravagant different dates and all this, that's not reality.
Scratch that itch. Let me just call one of my homies and take a ride with him, hit a few corners, make a few plays, and then I'll be back and I'm all yours. No. And one last thing, can you turn your music up when you play it? Turn it up, turn the bass up. If not, we're going to get at least 412s, okay? Because I can't do these stock speakers anymore. I know some Migos who got a shop. I can call them up. They'll hook you up with 412s, 215s, whatever you want. Another subwoofer, a new amp, something. But the stock speakers, we got to get those out of there. We got to get them out. So I say all that to say, as a recovering thug addict, if I ask you to do any of the things that you have heard in this video, please do it, brother. Please help me. Help me scratch this itch. Going cold turkey. When you have been addicted.
Now, she was saying she wanted to hit some corners with her friend. Now, if you hit these corners with your friend and you go to jail, you want me to bail you out just because you needed to fix an urge to put yourself in some type of danger? Well, his ops could catch y'all lacking. The police could finally catch him. You just get wrapped up into something. He probably threw the guns or the drugs in your lap. Now you into some shit. Like, all that's worth it to feel that itch you got, right? Stay away from these women, fellas. Stay away from these women. Like I said, I know she probably joking. She probably, if you could see, she's looking to the left, so she probably got a lot of these jokes written down. But once again, the truth come out the jokes. It's a lot of women that are like her. Even if she's not really like this, she's representing for a lot of women that actually is like this. Because if you could go on this post, you would probably see a lot of girls saying, girl, I got the same type of feeling as you. I got this. I'm dealing with the same thing. And some girls are coming up with solutions, and some girls are saying, you know, or I like what I like. You know, that's what it all comes down to. I like what I like. You know,
to say anything can be very hard. So please cut me a break. Stop enunciating all your words so perfectly. Just need you to look a little rough, a little rugged, like you've been trapping all day or something, like you've been busting a few moves. Go to the bank, pull out a wad. When you come home, throw that wad on the dresser, along with a lighter and possibly some other things that a thug would have in his pocket. You're going to have to get your acting skills on. Put some basil in a baggie. I beg of thee. Tie that thing up. Throw it on the dresser. Let me see it, please.
Now, I'm in the video right there. She was talking about having a what? You know, having a lot of money. One thing about women, we in this digital age right now of transferring money and cards and all that, but a lot of women, it turns them on when they see that cash. You know, why you think a lot of the rappers, they had a cash? Why you think a lot of the women, they go to the strip clubs because they could see the dudes with the cash, you know? Like, for some reason, that turned them on. not knowing the dude with the black card got way more money than the dude with the cash. But at the same time, you know, having cash, to them is like almost a sense of responsibility at the same time because you're ready for whatever, you know, and it's just the aesthetic part about it, the money just busting out your pockets, you know. But yeah, man, it's a lot of women, sadly in our culture like this, and it's crazy because if they date a white man, they're not gonna hold him to this same. They not he's not gonna have to adhere to these same expectations. He's not gonna have to adhere to these same standards. They're gonna know, okay, I got me a white dude. He go to work, he come home, he provide for me. I'm good. I ain't even much gonna hold him to these same standards. But if it's a black dude and he's not street like that, she's gonna be thinking like, man, I wish he was like this. I wish he was like that. And that's the crazy part. And he'll probably get nagged for not being like that. Yet the white dude won't get nagged like that because she's just gonna take him as he is. You know. But that's our culture, man. I wish I did have a solution, but with social media, I don't really see a solution, man. But let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section. Have y'all ever dealt with a situation like this, fellas and women? Have y'all ever, honestly speaking, going through what she's going through? Like I say, I think it's a skit, but at the same time, skits is a representation of reality in most cases, because a lot of these skits, there are real people like these in these skits. So let me know if y'all had a situation like this and what was y'all solution. Or didn't find a solution and you still going through these same type of issues? Let me know in the comment section below, man. I'm out.